on my to-do kind of reminder list, but it's tempo intervals. And to kind of feed back into this, why it's so important to build an aerobic base, imagine a pyramid, right? So imagine the base of the pyramid is your aerobic capacity, okay? So just because you're like, hey, I do high intensity training and I go into boot camp, right? That doesn't mean you're gonna have a good base of aerobic capacity, okay? Because the peak, how high the pyramid goes, that's your anaerobic. So your base determines how much capacity you're gonna have, which is why you have to train it, right? Just going and doing high intensity interval stuff, first of all, most people burn out from it, they can't recover from it, they stop getting results, but it also hinders all this stuff that we're talking about, okay? So there has to be a mix and a proper mix for each person based on their goals. But tempo intervals, Charlie Francis kind of brought this up, where sprinters, obviously Charlie Francis, trainer Ben Johnson, one of the most famous sprint coaches in the world, he would either do high or low, right? The moderate stuff didn't really kick into play. So imagine like tempo intervals, what they do is they build work capacity, okay? Just what we talked about. It builds the bottom of that pyramid. And so what you're doing is you're doing 70%, like he would do it with running, of course, because you have sprinters, but you can do it with a lot of different things. It's 70% intensity for 12 to 15 seconds of work. So imagine me, I go 15 seconds of running right now, but it'll be at 70% of my speed, which is not a lot. It's like really working on form, my stride length, feeling good. And then you have 60 seconds of active recovery. So instead of like after the 15 seconds of running, for instance, just doing nothing, like you can move around, walk around, go on an aerodyne bike really slow. Like you're not stopping, you're still moving around, right? So it's 70% and then just active recovery. And you do 15 to 30 minutes of that, 1 to 2 sessions a week. You can do it on your off days. You can even do it after any type of skills training. I mean, look, sometimes you can't have an ideal optimal program. You can do it after your training, okay? But it should be 6 out of 10 on the intensity scale, right? When you leave, you shouldn't be exhausted, you should be feeling good. And what we found is like that these tempo intervals really, they improve recovery, and they also improve, aerobic capacity, okay? So now you might be thinking, first of all, like where do you fit this in? Because I'm gonna show you guys some other stuff in other methods, but I wanna break down this as far as like, you might be looking at that going like, holy crap, where do I fit this in, okay? Well, let's start with this. First of all, first you wanna build a good base. So we do things like the cardiac output method, okay? High intensity continuous training. We do tempo intervals, and we'd also do the tempo method, right? Those are more like building the base. And then in the second phase, we'd kind of, not eliminate it, but we cut that down a little bit. And then we'd start doing things like high resistance intervals, explosive repeat method, maybe aerobic plyometrics if you're ready for it, right? So once again, I wanted to present different models for you, methods for you, so you can see me do them, explain how much of what to do, and give you an idea of where to fit this in. Because first of all, if you're somebody that's like, hey, I want to be stronger, improve my general fitness and conditioning, you probably want to do one type of conditioning of each per week. Meaning, we just covered more of aerobic stuff, so you want to build